Welcome everyone on today's Metal3 Community meeting. Today is 5th of April 2023. My name is Adam Rosman. I will be your host today. And as usual, let's start with introductions. I think today we have a new member in the meeting. If you feel like, please feel free to introduce yourself.
Hello everyone, my name is Jawad. I joined today team as a cloud developer intern, and this is my first week. And currently I'm studying at Alto University for masters in security and cloud computing. Thank you everyone.
Welcome, Jawad. I hope you will find the meeting interesting. So next topic is reminders. So as usual, if you feel that your organization would benefit by applying as itself as a official adopter, then please follow the link in the description, and you can create a PR and push your modifications and add yourself as an official adopter. That would help the project greatly. The other one is the incubation proposal. I haven't had time to check it since last week. I've seen that I got a few comments. I will react to them, but I had other things to do. But feel free to follow the HackMD link and comment on the issue on the document. And if you are interested in the incubation process, you can check out the CNCF TOC process documentation in the CNCF TOC repo, or check this link and you can see a simple diagram of the process. Okay, so let's continue with the actual discussion topics. First one is from Ricardo.
Thank you. This is our usual outreach update. So the final application date was actually this Monday, so April 3rd. We had a lot of applications, but we ended up basically choosing 8 between all of them. So we went down from almost 70 people that applied to the current 8, and we're in the process of reviewing their work, and we will come out. We need to actually provide feedback, and we'll have a name that will be chosen as the intern by April 14, but it will be disclosed to the outreach community only at the beginning of May. And that's all for now. Thanks.
Thank you. And the next one is also from you.
Yeah, this is a change to Metal3 Dev Env that allows to specify. So currently we have the ability to build the ironic image on the fly and using the source code as well. But there was no way to specify the origin of this source code, and since in the integration job in Ironic Upstream, we need to specify the path for the source code to test the current patch where the job is running. I've added the possibility to specify the path, a local path for the source code. It's not only for Ironic, it's also for Ironic Inspector and Sushi, and this basically takes again what has been done in the Ironic image itself. If you look at the PR, you will see the change. I've added also the variables to vars.md, and in the PR there's also a link to the upstream job, the upstream patch, sorry, where the upstream job is running currently. And in the logs, you can see that it actually takes the current code from the patch, build the Ironic image with that, and keeps doing the running the Metal3 devenv scripts. So please have a look at it. This is basically the last bit that we're missing for the integration between Metal3 and Ironic upstream. So yeah, let me know what you think, and it's there. Thanks.
Thanks. Let's jump to the last point because that's an answer to this. In the recent weeks, we had a discussion in-house about the future of the devenv, among other repos and the whole project. And oh, I have to bring it actually into this week's discussion also. Let me copy this. We are not sure that the correct way of using the devenv is to put the local image buildings and stuff like that into the devenv. The devenv scope has grown into like into a 2-week scope. It does local building, it does customizations, it templates a lot of things, and it's becoming less and less maintainable. So from our perspective, what we have agreed that the devenv should lose both the feature tests and the image building in the near future. And it should solely focus on deploying a basic developer environment. We also plan to decouple the devenv from most of the tests, PR tests and periodic tests of the Metal3 community. So the devenv wouldn't go away, but things like what you just added wouldn't be here. So that's that kind of a
well,
conflict
that
of interest.
is not a very good news, actually, and I would like to understand, I would like to participate to the discussion, of course, as well as probably other people would like to. And also, I'd like to understand the alternatives to that, since I want to understand how we want to test patches, how we want to build the images that are tested. And also, I mean, there was this entire plan of integration between Metal3 and Ironic that was very, like, it was welcome in a very good way. So I don't understand why this turn now.
Basically, we can of course discuss it because there are no active PR, and we might be also able to accept the PR that you made, but basically the idea.
Well, that, or we will probably need to find like an alternative, because I mean the entire work that was done since the end of last year until now, it was for that. So again, I would like to see alternatives. Otherwise, we will have to, I don't know, like use a different, like keep using Metal3 devenv in a different way.
I understand what you are saying. It is not finalized, the implementation, because there are no PR, so I cannot show you that, but we also plan to organize a PTG, same way as Ironic have done, and there is also a link. I showed it last week, but there was low participation, and there are just few points that we collected, a few key points, and I think among these was also devenv, or if not, then just the E2E tests. Yeah, so just what we are thinking about, and it is still in the planning phase, is that both BMO, IPAM, and CAPM3 would have its own E2E tests, which means that basically for CAPM3 we already have all the tests in E2E, so all the functionality that was tested in the past in the feature tests have been moved into the CAPM3 E2E tests. It's already done. It's already working for some times, and we plan to basically move in our CI into that direction, that in our Nordics Jenkins, that will be the only thing that will be tested with. And we want to propose for the future similar E2E tests for both BMO, so not testing with the CAPM3 and IPAM, but just BMO features, and same thing for the IPAM. IPAM is harder to take out take away from CAPM3 because it cannot do much without CAPM3. So we will see that how the IPAM E2E test will be done, and then your part, what you were interested about the DevEnv. We planned a role for DevEnv to just build up the environment, but not run tests. And for building the local images, we basically planned the same logic would be implemented in, for example, probably in the project infra repository as a library that can be taken by the jobs and build whatever image is needed. So you can still build container image on the fly, but the logic wouldn't live in the DevEnv. It would live in as part of our CI code. It is, of course, now a contentious topic, because I guess like as you mentioned, you would also you are also using it right now as we use it, so that you rely on the DevEnv as the image builder in your CI. I don't know that what will be the finalized way. It could be that if you like, we would not like to lose the integration with the Ironic community. So if there would be a discussion about this, and I hope it will, then it might be that we leave it in DevEnv, but in a different form. So it could be that it will still exist in the DevEnv, but not as part of this flow, but like a separate tool that can build these images. So it's still up for debate. But either way, I think it will change. But we have to find the common ground. I agree.
All right. So I just saw a comment from Adam in the PR that I really don't understand, because if this is still on the planning phase, I don't see why holding the patch there. And the second thing is, again, this work, when we talked about it, it was very welcomed in by the community. So I don't see why blocking it now. My suggestion is to actually move forward with that PR and the review, since the change is very small. So to allow the integration in Ironic to work, since it doesn't only gives it doesn't only, let's say, improve the Ironic CI, but also helps catching any issue in Metal3 in advance, because it tests directly the source code. And then after we have the discussion during the PTG or during our meetings, then we can maybe, I don't know, block other changes or think about an actual plan to split the different mechanisms.
Yeah, okay, I agree. I just holded your PR because I thought that if it is in the, like, there is a tendency, if it's in the community meeting, people jump on it and instantly GTM and approve, and it goes in, and we cannot even discuss this. So I can remove the hold. I like this idea, so we can discuss this. But I just wanted to bring your attention to the fact that we want to do something with the DevEnv that will affect you. And yeah, let's find a common ground. I agree.
That's okay. Again, it's something that I think needs to be discussed, and it's a shame that today we don't have other people from except Himanshu actually, but we don't have other people from Red Hat. I'm going to report this during our weekly meeting, and probably there will be some discussion internally. Well, I guess we will come out with some ideas on how to continue working with this, or eventually find an alternative.
Yeah.
Can I add something?
Yep.
Yeah, so first of all, it's not about like we are always like welcoming these type of things that you are doing, like the ironic image testing from source. So the idea is not like blocking anything. The idea was to make the CI maintenance simpler and then whole Metal Cube dev workflow a bit more decoupled with like it's dev-env, so it should be it should be dev-env only. It should not be like doing all the stuffs that it's currently doing, because we started with a very simple workflow, but it has expanded a lot, and maintenance of that from CI perspective has become really cumbersome. So that was one of the reasons that we are proposing, and it's not something that we are doing overnight. There would be discussion with everyone who is using dev-env, and once we agree with that, yeah, okay, it can be moved, then we are actually going to do that. Because from our point of view, because we are the ones only maintaining CI, it has been becoming really like cumbersome when it comes to maintain variables coming from JJB to project infra to dev-env, and now we have E2E test in CapM3. So this is really like becoming huge, and we are putting almost all the logics for like this building images and also cloning different repositories, test files are there. So that's why the idea is to make this a bit more simpler. But of course, even if we are decoupling things, all the tests that are currently there, or all the images that are currently being built in Devon would of course live somewhere else if we decide to do so.
No, I totally understand. I'm not discussing the like the goal of the change. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that holding this particular PR now, it will basically make everything that I've worked on and we've worked on with some other teammates completely useless. Then again, we can discuss about splitting the different elements. I'm not against that. I totally understand what you're saying about CI, because upstream, I'm one of the main maintainer of our CI in Ironic. Downstream, I'm also one of the main maintainer of our CI for the entire OpenShift bare metal project. And I also maintain another repository entirely by myself, including the CI work. So I totally understand what you're talking about. And related to that, if you guys need any help on maintaining the CI, please feel free to reach to me, because I have some experience on that, especially on the bare metal side and all the configuration. Just to give you an example, we actually integrate the Metal Cube dev-env in our own script, which is like probably twice as big as this, because the Metal Cube dev-env is just the heart or one of the parts, but like we have a lot more options, and we test a lot more thing on the OpenShift side. So yeah, I mean, just please let's move forward with the PR, and then we can definitely discuss about all the other options that you guys have thought, and about the different scope of Metal Cube dev-env or anything else that you have in mind. Thank you.
Yeah, I removed the hold, as I said, just for the sake of the discussion during the committee meeting. That's why I put there the hold. But otherwise, I got the feature, and I actually can already add GTM this because I'm familiar with this. So
thank you.
It's fine, but yeah, I am also said that there are not a bit more attendance today, because I already like postponed the discussion about this agenda, and I think many of you would be interested. But yeah, let's continue with the BMO releasing topic, and then we can return to the PTG that we would like to hold. Yeah, that's it. Thanks.
All right. So, as I've understood, there has been discussion about the BMO releases before, and they have been none basically since the release 0.1, at least in a way that there's actual branch. But I would like to open the discussion of actually getting the BMO having these release branches so we can properly maintain the BMO releases that are coupled with the CAPM3 releases. Currently, we in the BMO we basically maintain only the main, which makes it impossible to, for example, fix the vulnerabilities in older BMO versions that we ship with, let's say, CAPM3 1.1, 1.2, and 1.3. And also in the latest BMO or ironic non-root patch, we introduced this keep alive D change, which is not backwards compatible, which we found out after we merged it, as it broke all those previously mentioned release branches of CAPM3. I would be especially interested in hearing Ricardo's thoughts on this, because I've been under the impression that you guys specifically did not want to maintain these release branches. You are muted if you try to.
Sorry, I was I just got like I was distracted by can you go again? Sorry.
All right. I mean, so in summary, there's no release branches in BMO, but in order to maintain the CAPM3 releases properly, for example, patching vulnerabilities and dealing with the newly introduced keep alive D backwards incompatibility, we would need to have release branches in the BMO. And I'm under the impression that this has been discussed before, and you guys at Red Hat were opposing.
Yes. Sorry. This I don't think this is well received from our team. It's really a shame that there's no more people today. Again, it's something that we will have to discuss. I will report this as well and see what. Probably we'll have to take the topic again next time. There's for sure at least other 3 people that would like to say something about this. So,
but can I at least have your thoughts this week?
Well, my thoughts align with the rest of the team. We really don't like the idea, but I don't know. Again, it's something that we need to discuss internally.
Okay, but do you see the point I'm trying to make?
Yes,
Does
and
it make any sense to you?
Yeah, absolutely. I see the point, and actually, to expand on that, we kind of do the same for Ironic and for other and like for the entire OpenStack projects. They have something similar in terms of stable branches and so on. It's not a model that we really enjoy, to be honest. So again, I understand your point. Just there's something that we need to discuss, probably expand on that in time. and with other people.
Okay. Can we have that next week?
I think so. It really depends. I hope more people will show up.
It would be also nice to somehow combine it with with the topic of the MetaQ IO PTG that we are planning. I also wanted, but this might be a bit more important because we already had actual problems caused by this lack of branching, so we could take it separately also.
Again, I understand, and I mean, so far we had the two topics that are, I think, like really big, huge topics of discussion, and they are absolutely very valid topic for the PTG that you are organizing. And probably we should postpone a decision or any type of planning once we have more people involved, and probably even after the PTG, since it could take more than one session to just decide on these things.
Yeah, I agree. What do you think? What is the possibility to get the people who you think are relevant to invite them for, or like not force them, but like encourage them to join next week?
Yeah,
next week, and then we can decide when do we do the PTG, when do we do the BMO stuff.
So I'm pretty sure that considering the importance of the topics, there will be a lot of interest. So I will talk to them, and I hope they will be consider that this time, like this month and the next month, some people will be away for PTO, for vacation. So I need to double check that as well. But again, I will talk as soon as possible with the rest of the team, and I will have an answer at least.
Thank you. That would be great help, because it's a bit hard to get everyone.
Yes.
Collect everyone and organize these things. Yeah, and yeah, just again to reiterate, nothing will change until we all agree that what we will do. Okay. Is there anyone who would like to add something to BMO releasing?
I would just rather think that this would be a bit more, we want to discuss this in a bit more prioritized way. There is some features waiting to land, and also we wanted to have a CAPM3 release after the feature lands in BMO. It would be really nice if we can have this discussion with some priority.
Okay, I wrote it down. Anyone else? Okay, if not, then the next one is from Tuomo.
Yeah, again, this is just and I can see Dimitri has reacted already, but just trying to uplift these more or less abandoned but still considered active repositories to be properly maintained and linked. So I just wanted to raise this, that if you guys can accept the change in owners. I know it is not by the process, but this is not really a super active repository. So, and we did it exactly the same way in the MariaDB image as well. So please take a look.
Yeah, just LGTM'd it.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Nothing more from me.
Yeah, I'm just extending the description of this. Yeah, so what we discussed so far leads to this future plans. So what's the background behind this? Bit more than 2 weeks ago, or actually 2 weeks ago, but on Friday, we had an internal discussion. We have sat down in ESG team and discussed that what do we think could be the future of the MetaCube IO project. This was 1 week before the Ironic PTG. So then we got some additional good input from the Ironic PTG. We see that project is also facing a lot of interesting challenges and plans. So I think we are in time to kind of bring this into the community. I wanted to show this. This is just bullet points. This is just what we wrote down when we discussed these topics. And basically, these were the things that we were coming up. And as you can see, there are some of these are completely new features. Like we were theorizing how could we extend, for example, network device management on the Kubernetes level, and I copied here some documents and basically canceled or frozen stuff because it was, as I understood, tried once in the past. So Zane had a nice document about it, and I seen discussion in the community. So things like that. So we also checked this MetaCube host proposal. That's although slowly but moving forward. That's something that might be interesting for us. Then I've seen the discussion about the decomposition of the BMO API. We discussed that. That's also interesting for us, and so on. So you can read what we were talking about, and these would be bullet points for the PTG. But of course, feel free to comment and add your opinions. I see that there are already comments on this from people. Can I somehow? Okay. Yeah. This I will. This we should also discuss in person, because it's hard to just one by one answer these big topics. And yeah, these questions are also relevant. Do we even what are our resources and what can we tackle and in what time frame? So we didn't really have, or haven't really had this discussion. See, in the 2 years I'm here, this like planning ahead. So it will be interesting. And what we have not covered here is the general plan to improve on basically the MetaCube CI and the devenv. So at the moment, as we discussed, we are seeing a lot of like overgrowth in certain areas or over complications, which can be tackled in different ways. So yeah, we certainly need this discussion, and it would be a long discussion. It might be like a month where we every community meeting would be just taking a part of this and we would go through it. So it might not be just like one big event, but like taking it one by one. So
there's one thing that I've noticed. Sorry if I interrupt you. about the adopt and extend the simple Go Redfish client as a replacement of Ironic for Redfish virtual media boots. And I saw the comment from Dimitri. And well, I mean, I'm just going to basically repeat the same thing. We saw a lot of these tentative implementations of Go to replace Ironic, like in a way or another, and it was always it's been always a big problem, and not even one of those haven't accomplished what Ironic is doing, basically. So I had a quick look at that repository, and I don't know, it doesn't look like can actually replace what Ironic is doing. But again, this probably needs to be discussed broadly.
Yeah, and even the change of words is like, as I said, these were just minutes of meeting notes. It's not really well thought out text, so we didn't discuss replacing it, but just adding it as an option next to Ironic, not like replacing it completely. But yeah, it's already good input from you that you kind of see it a weak approach or not. Probably not that fruitful. So yeah. And it is not just the MetaCube project for what we like individually our team would do. Yeah. I can't really think of anything else that come to mind because these are just bullet points. So I might have to extend this a bit, but we don't really have concrete like text or proposals for these. These were just things coming up. So yeah.
Sorry, small request. If we start using it as a planning artifact for a sort of a meetup, can we move it somewhere where everyone can edit, or at least, or maybe to Google Docs where everyone subscribed to our mailing list can edit, like the agenda, for example, because going through you may be quite inconvenient.
Okay. Yeah, I can move this into Google Docs. Okay, I will take a note here that. Okay. Yep. Is there anything that you want to mention related to this? Something that you already see interesting, or something that you would be interested? I can prioritize them. That there was already some interest. Move it a bit up, or like highlight them later. My screen wouldn't be this buggy. Yep, this. Okay, then I will just read the comments and put together a Google Docs. Okay, is there any other topic, any agenda point you want to go back and discuss?
Yeah, just wanted to mention that maybe send out an email PTG and the BMO part so that all community members can see that and we can start a preliminary discussion.
Yep. Okay. I will send out an email also on the community mailing list and also on Slack that let's try to come next week to the meeting, because then we will discuss the timetable for these real important events, and then I hope everyone will be able to join. Okay. Anything else? Okay, yep. Okay, if nothing, then thank you for your time. We will meet next week, and then next week let's discuss the time of the PTG meeting, try to find a good place for that, and try to find a good place, a good time and place to discuss the BMO releasing topics. Yep, thank you all.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks,
Bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.